the podcast. Miss Pony, I'm going to let you introduce yourself to the people.
Hey y'all, it's your Pony. Everybody calls me Pony. Don't even ask why. I'm not a dancer. I'm from Chicago. I work corporate. And I also have a juicing business. And I'm excited
And
to
it's
be here.
fire. That business is fire.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, let me go and promote for her real quick. She got 2 juices.
Yeah. Got a green goddess. This is celery, cucumber, kale, kiwi, and lemon, and a little bit of ginger. And then we also have, this is like a simple beginner one, ABC, apples, beets, carrots.
Oh my God. I just bought both of those so y'all can have that. But y'all can put y'all order in. And we're going to put the link in the subscription so y'all can order from her whenever y'all want to order. But today, we have a very interesting subject we're going to talk about today. I really wanted her input on this subject, so we're not really been going back and forth, so we're going to need y'all input on this too. But what is the current state of the male and female disconnect in our community? And I'm going to let you start first with your ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 25 also. I think that's really important to bring into this.
I'm 40, so, age don't matter. You know what I'm saying? We have a disconnect in our community, so we got to figure out ways to fix it. But
Absolutely.
we're going to start that conversation today, and we're going to get y'all input. So.
Yeah, I think it might be an exaggeration. I think it might be a war on love right now in the black community. It's getting bad. Like,
Very.
I think the other day I was on the Shade Room, which is probably a bad idea, and I looked at the comments, and just seeing women and men go at it, it was disheartening, And I think one of the biggest things, I feel like women and men right now, we are committed to misunderstanding each other.
I think so.
I don't even think we don't want to understand. We want to be right, and we want the other gender to abide by what, and comply.
Yeah.
On both sides, And so I think the 5 big reasons on my end is going to be lack of communication,
Okay.
differences in values and priorities,
Okay.
financial issues.
For sure.
That's a big one. That's more.
Yeah.
And poor conflict resolution,
Agreed.
and then also different life goals.
So,
That's a mouthful.
it was, and with everything that I just heard from you, from your point of view, I would say that everybody knows finances are the number 1 killer in relationships. But on the other hand, your lack of communication, I think that's probably number 1. Finance is probably number 2.
Yeah.
But for my end, I would say my 5 disconnects would be infidelity, lack of intimacy, unrealistic expectations, personal issues, and lack of trust.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones I just said, we're going to go on what you just said. We're going to go ahead and start with lack of communication. Why is there a lack of communication between men and women?
Listen, so I think my standpoint is going to be a little different because I used to be a teacher. I taught for 2 to 3 years. And kids don't have communication skills. That's not even something that we really teach. We teach, okay, you know how to write an essay? Do you know how to do some algebra or some we're not teaching people how to communicate. And it's not like we're seeing it in our families.
Yeah.
In our communities, most of us have not seen healthy communication, and so we don't have a good example. And so you have people that, first of all, I feel like on men's side,
go on, give it to us. I got y'all. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I feel like y'all have been taught that communicating and discussing things are not what a man should do. On the woman's side, that's all we do. Talk. We want to talk it out. I've been in situations where men did not feel like having the discussion that I wanted to have.
I think.
Why is that?
So, from a man's perspective, men are put on earth, and I'm going to just say in my view, I'm not going to say all of them. In my view, men are put on earth to provide, protect, procreate.
Yeah.
That's what we're put on earth for. Women, the way y'all are raised, and with y'all having all the emotions, and we're pretty much taught to suppress our emotions,
Yeah.
I think that's where the lack of communication comes in. We don't really, we deal with so much in the world that we have to suck up and
Bottle it up.
yeah. So it's just like we don't want to talk to them about it. We probably won't even talk to our homeboys about it. And 9 times out of 10, when we come home, we don't want to talk about it at all.
Yeah.
We want to pretty much just act like it don't exist, and that's one of the knockoffs to men. We don't even want to talk about it. But y'all are bred to talk about it.
And when you communicate, like, we're used to instant gratification. You think that, okay, we had a discussion, now the problem is gone. No, it's not gone. We've had this discussion. We probably have to have this discussion again. We're probably going to, you know.
And see, that's the
hard part.
No, it's the hard part for men.
Yeah.
We're very straightforward, straight cut, straight to the point. So if you're telling me I'm making you unhappy because I'm playing video games, for instance, and we had this conversation, I'm like, okay, I'm cutting video games down from 7 days a week to probably 3. And that's it for me. I don't want to talk about it anymore. That's over with. But for you, if you see me playing the video game one of those 3 days, not 7, one of those 3, it's probably still going to annoy you because your issue is just me playing video games. It's not how many times I'm playing it. Whereas I'm thinking, we talked about this, I said 3 days instead of 7. I'm trying to stick to 3, it might be 3, 4, 5, but it's not 7. So we look at it like the issue is over with. We pretty much want to knock out the issue as ASAP to be done.
Y'all are problem solvers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think once women and men start to truly understand how a man works, how a woman works, and we accept it. Stop trying to change these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Accept it. These are, you know what I mean? That can help. But also I think something that you missed in that point, right? Okay, you minimize your use of video games, right? But the problem wasn't probably for women. Isn't the problem that you playing video games? It's probably the problem is that she feels neglected. Or possibly y'all not getting enough quality time.
So.
Because y'all working already. Y'all already working hella hours.
So our issue with that is, I can't read your mind.
Yeah.
So why are you saying video games instead of saying, these video games are hindering me from my me time?
Yeah.
So can you give me my me time and minimize video games? And then we'll say, you know what? We can't say too much about it because we already know we're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much going to be like, okay, I'll do that.
Right.
But for us, we're going to be like, I'm going to give her me time real quick and I'm going to get to the video game. But
that's compromise, you know what I mean?
But that's where the disconnect comes and the lack of communication, because once we talk about it one time, we really don't want to talk about that same thing again. And if you bring it up again, I'm going to automatically think she's trying to argue. Because the communication wasn't right the first time.
Yeah.
But that's a good one. The lack of communication. That's for sure one of the reasons for the disconnect.
People don't even know how to speak how they truly feel. They don't even know what was going on inside. They don't know why when she see you in a video game, she start being irritated. She don't know why. And, you know, in our black community, we don't be trying to go to therapy. We should go to therapy.
But
go to therapy.
You want to know what
and learn what's going on inside so you can learn how to speak on it.
So I'm glad you're a new addition to this podcast because I'm a big advocate for therapy. I think in the black community, we shunned it for so long that now we're realizing that we're traumatized. And that's another reason that we haven't even shunned. That's one of the reasons for the disconnect. Mm-hmm. We believe therapy is weak for men. Whereas me being a veteran in the military, I've seen so much that I don't see therapy as weakness. I see it as necessary because, like I said, sometimes I probably want to talk to my homeboy. I'm not going to talk to my significant other. I'm going to hold it in. Everything that's held in is eventually going to come out. So if you at least talk to a therapist, they can probably guide you from it blowing up in your face or whatever.
Absolutely.
So that was the first one, black communication. And I know, all the guys, y'all going to agree with my part. The females, y'all probably going to agree with her. So we're going to move on to, I'm going to say, lack of intimacy. This is one of the major ones in the black community, for sure. I don't think in my 40 years, I don't think I've ever been in a barbershop and I didn't hear a married couple where the man was saying he wasn't having sex with his wife. That's one of the major things in our community because I've heard it for 40 years. I've literally heard this so much that I'm sick of hearing it. Everybody can't be wrong. Why do you think when I put a ring on your finger and we married and we're together. 2-3 years go by and we're not having sex, not even once a week. Oof. Why do you think that is? I just want to hear it from a female.
Yeah. Well, that's because for women, we're not equipped like you, just biologically. Mm-hmm. Our private parts, our pussies are literally ingrained with our emotions, what's going on inside. It's literally biological that a woman, if she's going through something, probably can't even get wet down there, honestly.
If it's medical, if it's something medical,
yeah,
or you're pregnant, or you're in your period.
Yeah. We get that. You get that.
I can understand that. I think my issue is like for a man. I'm gonna just say I'm not gonna speak for all men in this instance. I'm gonna just say for me. If I marry you, if I give you a ring and I give you my last name, whenever you tell me you want it, it's my obligation to give it to you. I'm built like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of us built like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm a Scorpio, so
yeah.
That's different.
Yeah,
y'all Scorpio, y'all already know. It's my obligation as a husband to satisfy you because everybody knows when one person want to do, another person will. So if I don't satisfy you, you're going to be satisfied eventually. Yeah. I'm not going to say you're just going to cheat or whatever, but eventually you're going to get that satisfaction, that satisfaction if I'm not giving it to you. So I just don't understand if it's not anything medical, why intimacy would be held.
Yeah. I'm starting to think, as we're talking about it, like a lot of people, one, are not marrying people that they just want to jump their bones all the time. Because most of the time, people are getting married for stability. It's not that they...
Let's back up. Say that one more time.
People are getting married for stability.
Most women
are
getting married for stability.
Most men are not going to marry someone they're not attracted to.
Exactly.
I mean, I honestly say 95% of men will not get married to someone that they don't want to jump their bones all the time.
Yeah. That's
not what's going on in the women's side. So, and then people change. Yeah. Like, we talking about people being married for 40 years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure during the 40 years I'm not going to fuck all the time.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
But I don't think I've seen it where it's a long stretch.
Oh, you talking about this 5 years?
This in the first 5 years. Wow. Within the after it's so this was it kind of seems like women. I'm not picking on y'all or anything, but this is what it seems. We go get this expensive ring you want. We have this expensive wedding you want. We got to provide, protect, do all this stuff. And within the first 3 years, we probably not had sex one time. It's 3 months. And I got so many partners that's going through it. And I've met so many people in the barbershops, and I'm just like, dang, everybody in the black community can't be going through it. So it's pretty much like what it seems is they want the ring. They don't want the marriage.
And then I'm going to take it back to health. Health.
Yeah.
You eating bullshit. You eat seafood boils twice a week. Lamb chops.
It's the health freak, y'all.
Macaroni and cheese. Yeah, that's going to affect your sex drive. It's going to affect your sex drive and your libido. But then also, off the health topic, are these things that y'all are these things that we should be talking about before we get married? I think so, right? Like, I feel like women, we talk about our non-negotiables all the time, but men don't talk about what is some shit that you're just not going to deal with.
So for me, I'll just say for me, I've heard that conversation so much and I've dealt with it before. So I'm just like, this is in the first 3 days we talking about this. Yeah. Because you gonna get these non-negotiables, you gonna get this work. I'm about to go and tell you, look.
I'm expecting this.
Look, everything. You think, and I can tell you word for word what I'm gonna say because I've said it a million times now. Yeah. I'm not the type. So let me go and put that out there now. I'm not the type that if you thinking you finna be putting me in the doghouse or we not finna be having sex and it's gonna make me better, I'm not gonna get better. I'm gonna get worse. I'm just gonna tell you. So if you thinking you're gonna withhold sex from me and make me better or make me do what you want me to do, I'm not that guy. I'm just not that guy. I don't believe in withholding sex because like I said for me, if I'm mad at you, anybody who knows anything about my vehicles, I don't really let nobody mess with my vehicles. But if you're my wife and you're in my vehicle and you wreck my vehicle and I'm pissed at you and I don't want to talk to you, and you tell me that you want it, I'm going to be mad as hell because I'm not going to want to do it. But I'm still going to do it. I'm built like that.
Is your love language physical touch? Like your top one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's in there. But I don't know. We got to get to the bottom of that because if you think about it now, 50% of men are single and childless. Men not getting married because a lot of men are not trying to build up everything, because like for men, it's different than it is for women, and that's why we look at things as what we see. We're very big on physical attraction. So, but for men, we might get turned down 1,000 times while we're building ourselves up. Men don't really start making money until their 40s and 50s. So in the early times, we're gonna get turned down a lot because we don't even make enough money. Our mental is not there, and we don't make enough money. But once you build yourself up to make enough money, you're not trying to get with somebody that's finna, you risk losing half of everything that you built to get to that point. Yeah. To be married and not have sex, because everybody doesn't already heard the conversations. So that's really a big thing in our community. I don't even think we really even pay attention to it. Like, and that's, you don't hear it in any other communities about they get married and they don't have sex with their wife in months. And then the first thing, if he cheats, the first thing, how can he do this to me? Yeah. In the way, from a man's perspective, easily. I hate to say it. That's just, if you're not pleasing the person that you're with, and that goes from male or female, something's eventually going to happen. You either gonna cheat or you're gonna be addicted to pornography. And yeah, that's a big thing. But
and that's, you know, and honestly, when I think about that too, I think our accessibility to intimacy, right? Not real intimacy. Intimacy is fucked it up too a little bit.
A lot.
Why would I do that? I can go on OnlyFans. I could go see a bitch is gonna DM me back and send me a personalized video.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think, yeah, the accessibility has kind of fucked us up. But I do think that women, we just don't, when we feel like we don't want to do it, we don't want to do it. It's hard to even fake it.
Oh, so, and you know what? I'm cool with that if you're going to stand on it.
Yeah, stand on it.
Stand on it, but just know, how can you stand on it and say we married? That it's no you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the disconnects. It's like, y'all will stand on it or not stand on it. Y'all will be like, well, I'm not going to do it. Y'all will say it to yourself. Y'all not going to say it to others. You're just going to be like, I don't feel like it. For 3 months. Yeah. Eventually.
That go right back to lack of communication. Maybe we can sit down and talk about what's going on with my body. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I want to know what's going on with your body for real. So you just going to tell me what's going on with it. We can figure that out.
We can figure this out together, baby.
But, so, we got lack of communication and we got the lack of intimacy. So what was your next one?
Differences in values and priorities. This was a big one for me at this age of 25 because I'm dating people and I'm realizing that men are ready to have families. My generation of women, what am I, millennial / Gen Zer, yeah. We are not prioritizing family right now.
So, why are you not prioritizing family?
Well, I feel my situation is a little different. I was adopted.
Okay.
By a single mother.
Okay.
And I think my relationship with my real mother, there is no relationship.
Gotcha.
Okay. And so I think in my head, I just want to be the perfect mother. Yeah, it's that the trauma, you know. But also, I have a career that is truly, I know it is something big.
Yeah.
I believe in it.
Yeah.
And so right now, I'm focused on my business baby. Because I don't want my babies to have any of the situation or the trauma that I had.
Gotcha.
Period. Now, that's like one of the biggest things. But then also, you have people who, or men and women, when they're going on dates, I don't think they're even sitting down talking about, like, what are your core values? Like, what do we talk about when we sit down with niggas? And females? Like, what are we really talking about? We talking about what's going on the internet. We talking about, possibly we might be talking about our career. Yeah. We talking about silly shit. Yeah. We're not sitting down and truly figuring out, like, what does this person believe in? Like, are they strong in integrity? You know what I mean? That's not what's going on. And so, a lot of the times we looking for the wrong thing. Honestly, I can speak for a woman. I feel like the one thing we look in men, is he fine? Is he successful? You don't even gotta be successful. Do he got money?
Yeah.
It don't even matter if he done scammed it or if it don't matter how he got it. If he got money and if he faithful. That's like the 3 things. That's it. It's so many more things that can tarnish a relationship. And so I think we we're not focused on values for real. We're not focused on truly a person and what they prioritize.
So if a guy is dating you and you telling him that I'm not, one of my priorities is to be a great mother and to get my business in order first before I be a great mother. This is where it gets tricky because a king is a king.
Right.
And I'm not talking about little boys out there that's playing and all that shit. I'm talking about real kings. Mm-hmm. So if a real king like myself comes to you and be like, look, I'm good with your goals and values and everything, but our child or children, they're gonna be straight regardless because of me.
That's hard to trust. Hard to believe.
And I think this goes back to the disconnect in our community. Mm-hmm. It's so hard for y'all to believe that when you get it, you push it away.
Completely bumbled.
And then when you get your career how you want it, now you're looking for a king. It's not me. Mm-hmm. So then every guy that you get, he's nowhere near a king. You already pushed the king away. And I think that's one of the disconnects with our community. Mm-hmm. But it goes back to one of your values though, because a lot of men, if they don't have fathers and they've never seen what a king is, sometimes, I'm gonna just say, sometimes you don't just automatically wake up and just become king.
Of course not.
If you've never seen it.
You gotta do work.
And that's why y'all don't have so many to choose from. Yeah. But that's also why, if you do have one,
you gotta keep it
man, it's like a catch-22 to tell them like, no, bro, we're just gonna have to wait. Because we're put on earth, men, to provide, protect, be kings for real. Like, take care of the family for real. But if we don't see a family in sight because you want a career, and that's what a lot of people are doing now. In your generation, they want to get a career.
But also taking time to do the work. You know what I mean? Like going to therapy, like really shadow work, trying to figure out what the hell do I need to heal before I even bring a baby or even try to build a family. You know, fuck it. Let's just say me and you want to travel the world forever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but it's also, it's hard to find a man who even want to travel, who even...
Hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I'm passport gang over here. Travel is one of my passions, so I'm good on that. I don't really understand people who don't want to see anything new, especially with the state of the world today. Why wouldn't you want to see something else? We've been lied to so much about so many things. Yeah. Why wouldn't you try to go for yourself and see a different culture or try another food or, I can't get past that.
Mindset, it's hard to get out that mindset.
So the difference in values and priorities, that's a good one. We can talk about that one. The whole podcast for real. Let me see. Unrealistic expectations. I chose that one because a lot of women have very unrealistic expectations. They want a thug, there's a doctor, there's a millionaire, there's 6'10", that has no kids, that's gonna be faithful and all this stuff. What is or in our community, why can't we just pick the good guy? The good guy that goes to work and works 9 to 5 and take care of his family. Why can't we just pick that? Because if you just go by social media,
that's what it is.
If you just go by social media, that's not what nobody wants. Like, in the median household is what, 42K? I don't know how people making out there. 42K, that's the median household. That's realistic if you're looking at just the median household. But a guy that's making 50K, they look down on him. Why is that?
The accessibility, I think, and I'm so tired of this social
media,
but it really is.
It's accessibility, but it's not, because in the 100,000 or more, 6 figures, that's the top 15%.
Yeah.
Most people that we looking at with all these 3-piece suits and that's flogging on the internet, they don't make nowhere near $100,000 a year. And if you've been in that bracket where you make $100,000 a year, I'm tell y'all, once you're in that bracket, and them taxes hit
you getting 60K.
It don't even look like you making that for real. Yeah. So really, if you're not making 150 or better.
What Grant Cardone? He said you making if you a man, you making less than $400,000, you should be ashamed of yourself.
But that's all a scheme for him.
Yeah.
He got money and he knows how to leverage credit, and that's one thing we're not talking about.
Yeah.
So I look at that and it has some validity in what he's saying, but at the same time, he comes from a different world than the majority of black people. So I don't even go by that. I'm catching that. We ain't gonna get it twisted. I'm gonna catch it, but most people are not gonna get to that level. But in our community, them unrealistic expectations, I think they're not hurting men. It's hurting women.
Us. No, they really are.
And I don't think women get the scope of how bad it's hurting them because black women, they're the least married. I mean, either they're gonna care about it or they're not.
Yeah.
If they don't care about it, it's just like don't care about it when you have built your career.
Yeah. And
you have a whole bunch of money.
Right.
And you're traveling the world by yourself because nobody that's in that bracket that you're in wants to be with a woman like you.
What they say in Atlanta, you gotta be a rich man to pull a broke bitch.
For real. And it's just like
it's a mess.
Because men that build themselves up to become successful, they don't usually want to be with somebody that's a Fortune 500 company owner that has 10 million, you know what I'm saying? That's not what they're looking for. Because let's just be honest. We're looking for somebody to be on our program. I'm a king. I have a program set up. Can you build me in this program or help me in this program and be a helpmate in this program? Most Fortune 500 company women are not going to do that.
Yeah.
And that's just being realistic. So that's why they don't look at those type of women. But
I truly, I'm so tired of this social media is ruining us, but it kind of is. It really is. Like it's
more than us, but at the same time, it's opening up what needs to be opened up. Right. These conversations need to be open.
So that's what I'm saying. So on one end, right, we on our TLs, we're seeing these amazing relationships.
Yeah.
We're seeing these men who are doing things that, like you said, probably would be unrealistic.
Yeah.
But the algorithm has made it so you gonna see it, I'm gonna see it, everybody gonna see it. And something in our brain as humans has to start to compare. And comparison is the thief of joy. Truly. Completely forget about what you got in your face right now. What's in your phone, who's texting you good morning beautiful. You forget all about that and start to think, I need that. That's what I should have. On one end, it is a positive thing, like you said, because I feel like our standards are getting higher. As much as unrealistic, I don't think it's unrealistic for my black man to get to that point. I don't think it's unrealistic. I have to challenge you, and men don't like to be challenged. But I'm telling you, every time I done told a man, I'm not dealing with that, you need to do this, and that, they calling me 6 months later, telling me the one little two things they done tried to do, because they hear me. Yeah. It hurt at first. It do. Yeah. It hurt. But then when you really take yourself out of it and realize, okay, women are not trying to emasculate me. They're trying to challenge me to be better. It's not that unrealistic.
So, hold up. So, I'm going to need some examples of these tips you're giving these men that's not trying. I'm going to need some examples because if my person is challenging me and there's some truth in it, I'm not going to have an issue with it.
But how long does it take you to realize that it was some truth in it? 6 months later. It take you a while.
But see, that's why I need some examples because I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, if they only make it like, okay, I'm going to give an example. They're making $10 an hour and you're challenging them to make more than $10 an hour. To me, that should be your goal at 18 years old, like to make more than $10 an hour.
Yeah.
So you saying that's not really nothing that everybody else ain't saying.
But that's because people don't realize it until they get somebody that they really want. Like I'm saying, like we talking about, you see me and I'm leading by example. You see my life. You damn pony with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to be with you.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this is what's going on. I actually don't think you're not supposed to be making $10 an hour. I think you can be the manager at that place.
Yeah.
But they not even think about that.
Yeah, I don't even see what they.
But that's because you are probably a high value man who, Yeah. But you have a man who, it takes him a while for them to realize, like, damn, like she She wasn't trying to eat.
But so
she wasn't being unrealistic.
I was saying
she deserves that.
I was saying that because, and I'm gonna give a jewel to everybody when it comes to men. When it's something we want, nothing can stop it. I don't think women understand that. So if you're telling me what's gonna help me or make me better, and I really want you, man, I'm already on it. When you saying it, like when we stop talking, I'm on it right now.
Right.
If I want you.
Right. I think that's the key, right?
And I don't think
maybe they might be unrealistic.
I don't think a lot of women.
Ain't lying, baby.
I don't think a lot of women get those jewels. Like men, y'all try to call us complicated because we call y'all complicated, but we're very simple.
No, simple.
We are very, very simple. Like the task at hand, you're telling me, look, why are you selling, baby, for $10 an hour when you could be the manager of that place? That's my task now. Oh, I'm gonna show you. You still talking about my little 10. Man, I'm gonna be a 20. That I don't know. I'm built like that. And I was built like that at a young age, and not because of my parents, not because of my upbringing. It's just because of when I had the opportunity to get my first job at 13, and I got my first check. I was already saying, y'all done fucked up. It's over with. Yeah. I don't have to ask nobody for nothing. I can just work for what I want. It was all very simple for me. But for a lot of people, I guess, and that happens especially in the U.S. today. I just think a lot of people are content.
They're content, but on the other end, but they still are on the phone looking at all this stuff like, damn, I want that, damn, I want that, damn, I want that, damn, I want that.
But you're not gonna get it with $10 an hour.
You're not gonna get that with $10 an hour.
So it shouldn't take your significant other to even tell you that.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah. So those unrealistic expectations. Yeah, we need help on that one.
And stop expecting other people, because as soon as you expect, that's when you get the sadness. Accept people for who they are. We are all human. Yeah. We forget all about that.
Well, hold up now. So since you're gonna say accept them for who they are, why are you trying to make this man go get more than $10 an hour? If we just gonna
accept him? That's what he deserves, which people don't realize. Because people they're not even putting in the work to love themselves. They don't know that. So we talking about relationship, disconnected relationship, and reality should be talking about the disconnecting ourselves, because that relationship shouldn't gonna work anyways until you truly do that work for yourself. Oh, my next one, the big one.
This is her favorite one.
The big one. No, the financial issues. It is not my favorite one, because it's like, what are we going to do about this one? So basically, we have financial issues. Financial problems can be a significant source of stress in a relationship. Disagreements over money and debt can lead to resentment and a lack of trust between partners.
So, to start that off, I hear a lot of women say all the time, because a lot of men are not getting married because they don't want to build up their empire to have half of it taken by the unfortunate, retarded system we have.
It's not retarded if you have children with the people.
It is if it's a king. Because if I'm a king, my kid's going to be straight no matter what the system says.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we have a retarded system set up, but it benefits some, it hurts mostly men. So I hear a lot of people saying, well, just get a prenup. So I'm going to explain to them why we don't just get a prenup. When I really want something, I really want it. I could say I want to get a prenup with her to cover myself. I'm going to take you for instance. I want to get a prenup with you to cover myself. But I love everything about you and I want to be with you. Yeah. That doesn't mean 5 years from now, we're not going to hate each other. Yeah. And going into a relationship, going into a marriage, we pretty much, and that's what love is, giving someone else the ability to hurt you.
Yes, yeah.
And men are at the point today, nah, bro, I can't do it. I ain't gonna be able to give you that ability to hurt. I love you, but I ain't gonna give you the ability to fuck me up. Where I have to start all over. And that's so unfortunate, because that's really what we on the earth for. To love. God did not say, you gonna be a millionaire, I'm gonna be a millionaire, everyone gonna be a millionaire. No, but he said we have to love. We're supposed to love. So if I love you, okay, I'm gonna take it a step further. If I love you and you love me, and we don't work out. We didn't get a prenup. That love is supposed to be so deep that if we decide to go our own separate way, and the messed up system and the judge is sitting behind and say, I'm gonna give you half of his shit, but you know you ain't supposed to get half of his shit, that love's supposed to tell you, like, Your Honor, I don't need that. Let me get this child support for my kids, and he can get the visitation with the kids, and that's all I need.
Yeah.
You see, I'm not gonna say that never happens. You see it sometimes. It's some women out there, they built like that.
Yeah.
The majority is not. So where does that love come in? Once that love is gone,
yeah,
he was set up and he got to start all over. Most of us can do it. I've started all over twice.
Yeah.
Most of us can do it, but a lot can't. And people are not willing to put that on the line, which I think that messes up relationships. So, do you believe in prenups?
I'm pro prenup, but that's because I make my own money too. I want us both getting prenups.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think a lot of women, high value women, would say the same thing. Yeah, I'm pro prenup. So this is a hard one for me. However, I am really sad at the culture right now when it comes to finances. I feel like men look at women as gold diggers, and and the fact that our standards are increasing, I feel like men are resenting that decision, and again, I feel like we're not trying to understand each other.
But so, with that being said, I feel men look at, I'm not gonna say majority because it's not a majority. We look at like 30% of the women as gold diggers, and it's more so because, like I said, they don't want the guy that's making $50K a year. He's gonna go work a 9 to 5, take care of the family. That ain't what they want. They want the one that's making $100K a year. Which, if they knew the statistics, they would know some of y'all gonna get it, but the majority of y'all not gonna get it.
Yeah.
So that's more like gold digger tendencies to me. Because you can have somebody that loves you and be home with you and don't go out and don't cheat. He don't make $50K. Which means y'all gonna have to combine to do something. And when it's not women like you, they get their own paper, they not wanting to combine. Because the number one thing I hear today, we don't want no 50-50. Me, I could do 50-50, I could do 100. It don't really matter.
Yeah.
And when I hear that, I be like, so why would you say you won't want to do 50-50 with your person, but you'll do 100 by yourself? It makes no sense to me.
I mean, no. Because
you do 100 by yourself.
Person, you got to deal with shit and the bull, that comes with that person. And sometimes, for women, it's like, I'd rather be alone by myself, not dealing with none of that.
But they're not really alone. They're in that DM still getting money from other men. They're not really alone. They're not technically snatched up.
That's true.
They're not married for sure.
That's very much true.
But they still in DMs getting money from other. They cash apping them. They give them $40.
But I think you forgetting the part that, like, I've been approached where men are literally making it seem like their money is them. It's that's what I'm saying. I really wish we would have gatekept this info a little bit, because now I feel like y'all think y'all got the handbook and all y'all got to do is bring money to it, and that ain't enough. And I think men are some of the problem too.
I'm willing to,
because you got niggas that's doing it and they making music about it, they tricking, and now we are looking at everybody.
That goes back to what I was saying though. Men in the beginning, when we're 21, we ain't got no money for real. And all y'all turning us down, we don't make the money that the older dudes make. Mm-hmm. So we fight and claw to get to where those dudes are. Some of the dudes lame as hell. I'm sorry. If you ain't never had no pussy love, I'm sorry. Some of the dudes get lame, and then when they get that age and they get that money, only thing they gonna do is talk about it.
Yeah.
I look at it like, man, if you doing in our community, I think one thing we don't understand is the difference between these rappers having some money and probably being rich and being able to be broke still in 5 years, and somebody being wealthy and never losing it, no matter what you do. Yeah. We don't understand the difference between rich and wealthy. And just because you look at somebody and they got some money, that don't mean they're going to keep it. And then if you're not adding value to them,
they definitely not going to keep it.
They definitely not going to keep it. So, I mean, that's where I think some of the disconnect is also.
Yeah. And just the point of like, I feel like I want women and men to both just see the value in each other outside of finances, because that's monetary value. It's so much more value that comes from,
It is, but see, for us, that's part of provision. That's a part of providing, and it just.
But providing isn't always financial.
And that's to
providing
y'all.
is, I literally got at her in a matter of 5 minutes. I would tell you, you tried to put me on like 3-4 things so we can make money.
Yeah.
That's value. Yeah. That's providing without it literally.
So now, you're that type of woman. You're built like that, and that's why I did it. But for other women, you could try to put them on, but they're lazy. They want the man to do it.
But that's why.
And that's what we're dealing with.
People need to be in their lane. Stay in their lane. Stop trying to be with a man if you know that's not. If they gonna wake up and get to the gym before 5 a.m. and also make money before 8 a.m. and you still in the bed, that's not your lane. You need to get with somebody who still in the bed with you at 8 a.m. too. Wakes up and Darius love hog you and get you some eggs.
But look, they only make 50K, so they don't want to be with them. And that's I go back to what I'm saying. They don't make enough money.
There's some women out here that are truly happy with their 50K men.
Oh yeah, it's actually a lot of them for real.
Yeah.
It's just
we just be on the internet talking shit, But in reality, we all got 50K men that we love on.
Yeah.
That answer the phone every time, because the 100 and not even 100K, because that's not the 400K man. They not even answering the phone. They fucking busy. Yeah. They making money for real. They don't got time for you.
They really don't even have time for themselves for real.
They don't even have great dick. They not fucking. They making money.
Not all of y'all.
Not all of y'all.
She can't say that. She can't.
But the 50K men, they got great dick. They got time for you.
They ain't got no money though.
They got no money though. No, I'm sorry. You gotta pick your poison. Look, you gotta pick your poison.
Yeah, the finances. That's the big issue. I think the last one we're gonna touch on today is lack of trust. And I think the lack of trust is more so from y'all point of view than it is from our point of view.
I feel the opposite.
To me, in my view, I don't think we really even be worried about that like that. Like I'm gonna say it like this. From the beginning, if we want you, there ain't gonna be no lack of trust. But if you give us one reason.
Well, what's that one reason? Because it could be anything that set y'all up. It could be going outside with my ladies, and I done told you with a nigga, he got the bottle. Now
It just depends. It just depends on if it's a confident guy.
That's what it is.
My self-esteem, I'm sorry, my self-esteem is astronomical. I'm sorry. There is nothing another man can do I can't. So I ain't built like that. But I might say, yeah, you gotta do is give y'all a bottle. I can get you a bottle. I'm gonna cash out you so you can get a bottle. When we need this bottle, baby, we straight. I'm that type.
Yeah.
But what I mean is, if it's something with infidelity that caught my attention, I really ain't gonna trust you as far. I really ain't gonna trust you for real, unless that's proven wrong.
Yeah.
But if it's proven right, like you ain't gonna have too many more time with me.
That's the thing. Trust is so fickle.
Yeah. Because
once you lose it, it's literally hard as fuck to get it back. Like,
especially,
you gotta put him.
Especially for a man, because you gotta think about everything that we have to go through to get what we want. Once we get what we want, we'll do anything. So if I'm doing anything and you break my trust, nobody else got this anything. Because I wasn't going to give it to nobody else. I didn't want to give it to you. Yeah. But I want you, and I feel like you're worth it. Yeah. So if you break that trust, that's pretty much dead for me. It's over for me.
That's what I'm saying. I think for y'all hold that grudge. Like, it's over with. Women, we'll start trusting you again. We could build it. But
no, not the 50K guy y'all want. Y'all ain't gonna start trusting him again. It's over with for him too. 50K guy's over with him.
Point, yeah,
because he really don't bring that to the table when he play. That's messed up. But if it's if he making some bread, y'all gonna forgive us. Well, a couple times. Don't worry about it. Just a couple times. There ain't no. But I don't know. With us, it's different, and I can't even explain it. Somebody has to enter into your body. That's all all we see. We don't see nothing else.
I know.
It's different for us.
We did the same thing y'all didn't did, but it's so much worse because someone had to enter into our
And because we know that it's emotional with y'all. Well, I'm gonna say with 60%. 60%, it's all emotional every time y'all do it. But with us, it can be non-emotional every time until we with our person. That's the bad part. Like, we literally can go, and I hate to say it, I don't even want to put a lot of jewels out there. I'm gonna just do it just one time. We go to the strip club, see a stripper, and be like, and get her number, and have sex with her, and never talk to her again. No emotion. Yeah. Zero. Like, not even a touch of emotion. Whereas for y'all, let's say if she's the stripper, and the guy comes, like, she got to really be feeling him. Really, really. And then there's going to be emotions tied to it. Sometimes. I'm not saying I'm not saying all the time.
Yeah, you got to, yeah.
The majority of the time.
Yeah.
It's emotion. And I guess that's why we look at it differently. But nobody has to enter my body.
But that's what, that goes back into when we first started, like, when we talk about lack of intimacy. Like, y'all are just built different. Like. Yeah.
And I think, so, in closing, the biggest disconnect between our people is communication.
Communication. I think
that's the biggest.
We sit the fuck down and talk about this stuff.
Yeah, if we could know each other, know the state of a woman, the state of a man, how your woman thinks, how your man thinks.
Love them how they want to be loved, not how
try to change them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can work it out. We're gonna work it out. That's it for today. I'm your host, Jay, and this is our new host, Pony. Until next time, y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. We out.